Welcome to class. This is a short class you can do to help create more freedom and ease in your hips. Let's begin rolling out the fronts of your legs, your quads. Lower your body down onto the roller and then massage from your hips down to your knees. You're just going to have your forearms on the mat and use your arms to roll the roller up and down the fronts of your legs. If you find a particularly tight spot, you could hold on it for a couple of breaths and just do your best to visualize the muscles relaxing and letting go. Now we're going to come and take a seat on the roller to roll out your glutes. Let's start with the left, crossing the left ankle to the outside of the right knee and then massaging the right bottom area. You can roll up and down and side to side and just pause if you find any tight spots. Now come right down onto your forearm on the mat and we're rolling the TFL, which is above your hip. So above your hip socket. This is a good area to release if you have tension in your hips. Good work. Now let's come and do the right side. So again, you're going to take a seat on the roller, cross your right ankle to the outside of your left knee and then tip over onto the right glute and roll up and down and side to side. Just letting the muscles relax and release. And again, focusing in on any particularly tight areas. Now coming down onto your forearm on the mat and we're rolling the side of your body above your hip, your TFL. You can do this with your right leg crossed or you can extend it out straight on the mat. Good work. So now we're going to come into a side lying position, resting your head on your arm and bring your legs forward at a right angle. Hold your top leg at hip height and now we're going to begin to circle your knee. 6 big circles each way. Just focusing on keeping your pelvis really still, so you almost want to feel like you're lifting your waistband up off the mat, and that will help keep your hips stacked. One more, and then we're going to reverse. Nice big circles, keeping your pelvis still. These exercises are really great because they work your joint through the full range of motion and you're working your stabilizing muscles in your pelvis and your deep hip muscles. So very good for hip health. Okay, great. Now we're going to come up to sitting and do those on the other side. So you're lying on your side with your head on your arm, legs bent forward at a right angle and your waist lifted up off the mat. Starting with your leg at hip height, bringing it forward, around and back. You want to make the circle as big as you can, as long as you can keep your pelvis stable. Let's do 2 more. Good. Now we reverse and we do 6 back the other way. Great. Now let's come up to kneeling on all fours. You can either work with your forearms on the roller or on the mat. Interlace your fingers, pick up one leg and we're repeating the circles but this time in a kneeling position and we're going to do 5 in each direction here. So just focusing on keeping your spine really long, pressing down through your elbows. Reversing directions now, circling your knee the other way. And again, if you find the roller a little too unstable, you can work with your forearms on the mat. 1 more. And now we're going to do those on the other leg. So pick up your knee and nice big circles Just doing your best to keep everything still. So really working the range of motion in the hip and working the deep hip muscles at the same time, as well as your glutes and abs. Okay, going back the other way now. Well done. Now you can either place your hands on the roller, or again you can work down on your forearms. We're just going to cross your right ankle to the outside of your left leg and then send your hips to the right and back. So if you come down onto your forearms, you might get a better stretch. This is a stretch for the posterior part of your hip, just sending your hips to the right and back on a diagonal. And switching legs now, left ankle to the outside of your right leg and hips go to the left and back. Do your best to keep your pelvis neutral, so you don't want to round through the low back. And one more. Well done. So that was a short class to create freedom and ease in your hips. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.